Welcome to Founders Day 2024. PTA Founders Day is the one time of the year that we gather together as a community to celebrate not only the founding of the organization, but also take time to celebrate individuals who have gone above and beyond in their service to children. The National Congress of Mothers was founded in 1897, and the first Founders Day was observed in 1910. In 1970, the organization merged with the National Congress of Colored Parents and Teachers, becoming what we now know as the National PTA. If you notice, the name got shorter and shorter and followed the same pattern as educators and making an abbreviation for everything. The individuals we're honoring tonight have demonstrated distinguished service to children and youth. But I want to acknowledge that not everyone deserving of the award gets the opportunity to be honored. The most recent notable example being Mr. Fording. And while the circumstances for why this varies, it really demonstrates almost an embarrassment of riches, that we have so many deserving individuals in our school community that we can't quite recognize everyone. At this year's Founders Day, I hope to start a new tradition of not only recognizing the individuals that are, like I said, have gone above and beyond in their service to children, but also recognizing the achievements and contributions of each of the school's PTAs. I've been involved in PTA now for 14 years. I was telling someone earlier, I cannot believe I have a 19-year-old because I am only 27, so the math just doesn't math for me. So when I think back to 14 years, like I started in the school district when Mrs. Taylor started. Mrs. Taylor, I cannot believe we've been here for 14 years. That doesn't add up for me either. But in all my time that I've spent as a volunteer, I've come to recognize that we don't do enough of this celebrating what we do. We usually put our noses down and just get the work done. But we're not taking the time to come together in community to say, look at what we did. And we especially don't count all the ways that we are giving back. And so sometimes it goes unnoticed. And as PTA volunteers, sometimes we can feel like what we do doesn't matter, that the countless times that we've missed dinner with our families, that we let laundry pile up, that we have our cars loaded with stuff from Costco, like crates, like people call us the water lady at Costco, because we're there all the time picking up cases and cases of water. And it's a little embarrassing, but we do it anyway. So because of this mistake, like I said, it's easy for others to kind of think that it's not like a worthy effort because we're just the PTA moms that have nothing better to do, when in fact we have a lot of things to do. And so we all know that's not right. Everyone in that room knows that's not right. So tonight, throughout the program, I'm going to be sharing some highlights from each unit so that we can begin to correct that mistake. Now, we don't have time to list out everything. So what I did was, when I knew I was going to be leading the presentation tonight, I asked each unit to kind of send me a summary of what they've done in the last year. Like, what are some of the ways they gave back to the school? How much money did they raise? How did they raise it? Just so we can kind of get, not an accounting for this, because every unit operates differently, and they're able to give back in different ways, as you'll see, but just to kind of acknowledge it and say, this is what we did, and have it just, like I said, just be acknowledged, because we just don't do that enough. And the reason I'm not going to do that is because we would seriously be here till at least midnight, if not later. So now let's get to the real fun, and that is shining the spotlight on our deserving recipients. And note that we are going to embarrass you because we love you. And I also wanted to note, because when I've hosted this program in the past, the recipients were very excited to know that they did not have to say anything when they received their award. They just have to come up on stage, and we can embarrass them that much, but they don't have to actually say anything. So if you are not feeling it, then you can just come up and smile and nod and wave at us, and that we'll still know that you appreciate the award. So first up, we're going to be hearing from Adrian Elementary PTA. And so if the Adrian presenters will start coming up, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what Adrian did this past year. They gave away over $1,000 of books to students in the school, absolutely for free. They brought in Herbs Alive and a Lake County Metro Parks representative for assemblies. They gave a senior scholarship to a graduating Brush senior, and together with students, they beautified the school grounds with flower plantings around the front sign and the front of the school. They hosted a winter cookie decorating party and donated Valentine's party supplies, making sure that all students had materials to participate. And they raised all of the money for these fabulous programs through a readathon. So now I would like to welcome John Masha.
Hello, I cannot see anybody up here. I'm Christy Santarelli, and this is Laura Baca, and we're here to honor Susan Chandler. And she is our building at Adrian assistant. Yay! Wait, I'm not here. Okay, you go.
So we put together a little acrostic poem. I did Susan, Christy did Chandler. So, here we go. So the first S stands for selfless. I said, Susan is always willing to lend a helping hand, whether it be with students or staff. She will always go that extra mile for anyone. U is the ultimate party gal. Susan loves a good party. This gal can take it to the next level, even after a Madonna concert, disco party, viewing parties, whatever the case, Susan is there and representing. S is Survivor fan. February 28th, that's when the new season comes out. So every Thursday we talk Survivor. Susan is a diehard Survivor fan, and so is her family. Well, Susan, the Adrian tribe has spoken, and you are our hero. A is always makes us laugh, and now that I'm getting older and laughing makes things happen, it's happened a few times this year. Susan is one of the funniest people I may have come in contact with. Sometimes it's not even when, hold on, second page. When she speaks, it could be a motion, a dance move, or just a look. She keeps us entertained even when we are sad, stressed, or just having a rotten day. And N is never complains. Well, sometimes, but only if it involves a walkie-talkie.
All right, hello. So I'm doing Chandler because I don't even know her as Susan. I only know her as Chandler, or Miss Chandler if the kids are around. So I'm doing C is caring. Not only does Susan care for her own family, but cares for all of us at Adrian, like we are her family too. She always has extra lunch items or snacks for students and always has kind words for all of us. Happy. Whenever I see Susan, I'm greeted with a smile. We always are joking and laughing, and her lighthearted nature is contagious. She makes work a fun place to be, and she can cheer anyone up with her positive attitude. A is always willing to help. I couldn't fit it on the sign, so it's always willing to help. You will never see Miss Chandler sitting, unless of course she's managing the phones in the office, which is her favorite job of all. She is always stopping by the classrooms to see what we need and how she can help, and she is always willing to do anything that is needed. Natural, I did N for natural. Susan Chandler is a natural teacher, just like her dad. She is natural at coaching, and she coaches brush tennis. She is a natural beauty, especially when she's wearing her power suit, TikTok pants, and lipstick, which in elementary school, all kids notice and point it out throughout the day. If you have lipstick on, they want to know where you're going, why you have that on, when you put that on. She makes things look easy, even when they're not. She's dedicated. Susan is dedicated to the staff and students at Adrian Elementary. She goes above and beyond for all of us. She works with small groups of students as needed. She makes flashcards for each of them to take home and study. She reads with small groups and helps with preparing testing materials and helping test kids, copying all the copies needed, especially like in my case when I forgot to copy something and I text her, I need you, and making kids feel special and acknowledging them when they have their successes and coming into the classroom and making a big deal about that for them. She's a leader. Miss Chandler has used her past leadership role in the business world and applied those skills in our school. She can look at any situation and figure out the best way to get things done and keep the chaos to a minimum. She is encouraging. Whenever teaching life gets hard, which is rarely at all, Miss Chandler is always there for us and gets us through the toughest days. She is the one to encourage me and point out how much my students have grown and that I am really making a difference, and it's reflected in their successes, and that I should not retire just yet. She is really good at a lot of things. Miss Chandler is really good at a lot of things, especially a really good friend. Since both of us arrived at Adrian 3 years ago, she's the person I go to for everything without any type of judgment. I know I can go to her when I'm worrying about something, when I need encouragement, laughs, hugs, and most importantly, I go to her to win the egg toss at the last day of school, which this year is ours, Chandler. We're winning. Thank you, Susan, for everything you do.
Yes, come on up.
Don't fall off the stage.
These are the TikTok.
These are them.
I can't see a thing either. Mr. Lasky, are you there to give me the hook if I'm too long or what? I told him I had a PowerPoint. It's only 40 minutes. So, I am so fortunate to say. I do. I'm so bad with the mic. Really? Okay. All right. Chandler. Is that okay? Yeah. All right. I am so fortunate to love what I do. I mean, I love going to work every day with the Adrian family. These teachers, every one of them, amazing, hardworking, compassionate, fun. We do laugh every day, which makes a big difference. Mr. Lasky, if you're out there. Oh, there he is. He is the most wonderful principal. I feel honored to work for him. He has got a heart of gold, and he has got the patience of at least 10 saints of what he does every single day. I don't want to walk a day in your shoes. I'll walk next to you, but not in your shoes. So, and the students, I mean, I love working with the students. Every day I feel it's fulfilling and rewarding. So I'm just so happy to be part of the Adrian family. I love you guys. Thank you. Is that good? Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh, you guys are the best. Don't fall off the stage. Seriously.
This is very dangerous up here.
Well, hello, everyone. Good evening. So first of all, I do want to say that the last time I was probably on the stage was 1979. I was Howie Newsom in our town, and that's where I performed right here. So it's kind of interesting to relive the stage moment again. But the person who I am honoring was not able to make it tonight, but I still wanted to honor her. So I just wanted to say it is my honor and privilege to recognize Miss Darlene Mayo at this year's Founders Day celebration. And I thought, what a perfect time to celebrate this wonderful woman during Black History Month. As so many educators this time are honoring famous Black Americans by doing readings, projects, reenactments. And as a side note, we all know that Black history is American history. We at Adrian School are celebrating Miss Darlene Mayo. So as a teacher in our school district, I would teach my children about Darlene Mayo. Like Mary McLeod Bethune, Ms. Mayo dedicated her life to education in the Cleveland Municipal School District. And to this day, she continues to dedicate herself to education by volunteering her time at multiple schools. This is where I and the South Euclid School District had the privilege in meeting Ms. Mayo. She even provides snacks for the whole school for both children and teachers. Like Dorothy Height, who used her background in education and social work to advance women's rights, Ms. Mayo hosts the ultimate 4th of July Bash Annual that supports high school students and women in need by providing essential resources. Ms. Mayo also likes to travel. Like Bessie Coleman, Ms. Mayo likes to take adventures. A lot of the time it consists of a little bit of gambling. I don't know if Bessie Coleman gambled, but she did travel. And then I thought, as Aretha Franklin sings respect, all I can think is Miss Mayo deserves nothing but respect. When Aretha spells out R-E-S-P-E-C-T, find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, take care of TCB. Believe me, Miss Mayo takes care of business. And lastly, I'd like to leave you with the last stanza of Maya Angelou's Phenomenal Woman. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see Miss Mayo passing by, it ought to make you proud. I say it's the click of her heels, the bend of her hair, the palm of her hand, the need of her care, because she is a woman phenomenally. Phenomenal woman is Miss Darlene Mayo. Thank you so much.
So I got a little ahead of myself and skipped right on past our Pledge to Children. So let's rewind and let's do that before we continue on. Those who know me know this is totally within character, that I do not follow the script. I rewrite it if I don't like it. So we're just editing my own little program here. All right, so the program, can we go back? I think we had if you have the program up, I think they're gonna try and get it up there up for us. If you have the program up, I think it's on maybe page 4. There we go. Technology. I love it. Thank you, Mr. Phil. All right, let's all say it together. We pledge to uphold the mission of PTA, to support and speak on behalf of children and youth in schools, in the community, and before governmental bodies and other organizations that make decisions affecting children, and to assist parents in developing the skills they need to raise and protect their children, and to encourage parent and public involvement in the public schools of this nation. It is with one will and as one body that we make this pledge today to honor those on whose shoulders we stand and to inspire all those who will follow. Alrighty, thank you all for indulging in my little fixing of my own little mistake. Okay, now we're going to hear about Brush. And I didn't even introduce myself, but if you have the program, and most of you all know me, I'm Christina Heideck. I'm the Brush PTSA president. This is my 8th and final year as president. So all of my Brush friends, this is it for me. I need to rotate on out and someone else can have the pleasure of being up here. All right, so Brush. I counted this up, and this is why I had never done this before. Never, because this is only my 2nd year as being Brush president, but in all the other units, I had never taken the time to really count what we had done as a community. And so I was quite shocked and very surprised that Brush PTSA gave back more than $27,000 last year to the community. Now, this was all funded by our fall athletic concessions. We supported after prom, the senior send-off, homecoming, senior scholarships, class and student organization support, staff appreciation, and more. So you know, all of that popcorn and candy and soda that y'all are buying at the games, yes, this is what we use the money for. So you are doing way more than just making your belly happy. You are funding so many extra things for the Brush community. So thank you. So our first recipient for the Lifetime Achievement Award for Brush actually couldn't be here. It's Mr. Dan Ryan. And Dan, I actually nominated him because when I thought about we're not really good at recognizing our husbands that are giving back, and they're often voluntold. So they're not like volunteering, it's the wives. We're saying, hey hon, can you come, like my husband? I'm like, hey, can you come help me set up for Founders Day? And this is the same with Dan, and he's always been around, and he never complains, ever. And the funniest story that I have, and actually Stephanie wrote up his biography for him, and she said most of what I would have put in my presentation for him is in there. I should have said Dan and Stephanie are on their way to Franny's swim meet. That's off campus for like a tournament this weekend, I think. So that's why they couldn't be here. We had movie night at Memorial, and so we're cleaning up at the end of the night, and we had encouraged the kids to wear pajamas because it was like right before winter break. Well, fuzzy pajamas plus gymnasium plastic bleachers equals a lot of static, plus popcorn that they didn't eat but kind of threw everywhere. So we did not want to leave the custodians with such a mess. But Dan is a smart one. He went home and got his leaf blower and came in. Oh, it was the most beautiful thing because we just blew it all down and it got rid of the static, and the custodians were like, you guys know what you're doing, and we're like, it's all Dan. So that's just one of the many ways that he's a magnificent person. So he's not able to be here tonight, like I've said, but his son Greg is here to accept the award on his behalf. So come on up, Greg. And I promised Greg he would not have to say anything, so he's just going to wave politely and smile for us. Good job. Miss Johnstone, do you want to come on up now, please?
Hi, I'm Carlene Johnstone, and I am here to present Christina Barrick for her award tonight. I met Christina, clap for her now. I met Christina her very first year. I was her mentor through the RESA program, and it was such a joy to meet her and to guide her through, and she had really big shoes to fill when she joined SEL, as she stepped in when the other music teacher retired. And she also has a very quiet and calm personality. And if you know music teachers, we're not always quiet. And so when she stepped in, she just really had a calm confidence and a very quiet manner, and was able to just reach right into the children and meet with them and really help them to grow in musicality. And then she also developed wonderful relationships with them. And the students that she started with her first year went all the way through with her through high school, and it's just been a joy to watch her grow as an educator. And I am just so honored to work with you and be your friend. So congratulations, Christina. Come on up.
Okay, at this point, after 10 years, I'm a pro at standing on the stage and talking after all my concerts. But I really love my job, and I love what I get to do with my students. And I'm so grateful that the PTA had nominated me. Thank you so much. And we couldn't do this without our families, our students, and our community and our school. So my lifelong wish is my students continue to love music and appreciate it for the rest of their lives. And I hope I get to do this for the next 25 years here in SEL. Thank you.
All right, next we're going to hear about our Greenview Upper Elementary PTA recipients. And as Ms. Bethley is walking up, let me tell you what they did. They organized several fundraisers, including a skate and pizza night and a readathon to support like a ton of fantastic programs. They've started a birthday program. They have hosted several staff appreciation events. They brought in the Barrio food truck. They now sponsor teacher mini grants, trunk or treat, field day, senior scholarships, and lots of other fantastic things. So come on up.
Hi, everyone. So I am here today to present this award to Mardia Jones. I'm actually honored to be presenting this award for Mardia Jones. The first time I met Ms. Jones was last year when my son, MJ, had just started 4th grade at Greenview. She was his math teacher. She had the cutest voice and laugh and very soft-spoken. She would always go above and beyond to communicate with me about his progress. MJ was in an aftercare program at the school. Many times, Mrs. Jones, doing what teachers do when they finally have a moment of peace and quiet, she would sometimes pop in to sit with MJ to help him with things he struggled with. One of them being shyness. MJ changed drastically throughout the year and confidence boosted in math. This year, as a 5th grader, he has excelled and loved math. It's actually his favorite subject. I've seen Mrs. Jones go out her way for her students. They are like her kids. She loves them and wants them all to succeed. She pushes her students for greatness by going above and beyond. This year, Mrs. Jones has my middle child. God bless her. Because him and his brother are like day and night. And she has him as that's his homeroom teacher. She is such, 4th graders are lucky to have her. She is currently working on a few fun math science experiments for the kids called Let's Get Cooking with Fractions and Squishy Circuits. Some journeys are not about the roads, but the people who are there to walk the road by either participating in the journey or by pushing us and motivating us to walk the road. We are so appreciative that we have Ms. Jones as a guide for our students in every walk of life. Mrs. Jones, although you are not able to make it tonight due to health complications, we wish you a happy and healthy life ahead, and thanks for all that you do.
We picked a humdinger of a night. Many of our recipients are not able to join us tonight. Humdinger, bet you never thought I'd say that. Colleen Dawson, our community volunteer recipient, was not able to attend tonight either. All right, now as the memorial presenters make their way on up, She's going to talk a little bit first, but yeah, we're good. I thought someone was on to me and thought, oh, we should not have given her a mic. Like, not at all. Thank you for laughing at my lame jokes. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Y'all need to, like, pep it up a little bit out there. All right, so back to Memorial. Memorial held its super popular annual bonfire. Again, they let us light things on fire. This is insane. And a winter movie night, funded scholarships for the Washington, D.C. trip and senior scholarships. They showered, and I do mean showered, treats for the, or they showered the, not treats, they showered the staff with treats at the monthly staff meetings and surprised them with other appreciation events throughout the year. And like Brush, Memorial's main source of income was from their athletics concession stand. So again, all that popcorn and goodies that you're eating really pays. All right, so now we're our first recipient, so thank you.
Hi, my name is Lorraine Cargile, and I'm here to present the award to my daughter, Lauren Sturdivant. Okay, and we have a special presentation that we're going to do for her. Go ahead and cue it.
Lauren, congratulations on your Founders Day Award. I can't think of a more deserving recipient. It's always nice to see good things happen to great people. Congrats.
I've been working with her for 4 years, and I worked with her in theater since my freshman year, and I've been with her in pilot since my freshman year. And I loved the time I got to work with her, and now I'm working with her as a student teacher.
One thing about Miss Sturdivant, she's kind. She pushes us hard, but she tries to make us better.
Are you looking forward to our class next year?
Yeah. Yes.
Congratulations, Lauren. We are so happy to have you in our music department, and we congratulate you on this Founders Day Award. We love you.
Miss Sturdivant always pushes us to be the best no matter what. She's always kind and helpful. That's really all I have to say about her. She's a sweet and kind person.
So I'm here what we sound like. Let's try putting everything together. Is there a part of the song that we need to go through? If I can review anything, versus the probably pricing this through.
All right, so Ms. Sturdivant is one of one of the nicest teachers that I ever came across. She's always so giving and helpful, especially for myself. Anything I kind of ask her, she makes it happen. And vice versa, she asks me different things, and I gotta try to make it happen for her because she's a nice person. Also, she's an excellent music teacher, and her shows are excellent, and also her kids are, a lot once they come up out of that class. So enjoy yourself. Congratulations.
Sturdivant is a good teacher because she's always there for me, and I can always talk to her about anything. And she also helps, like if we need help with anything, she's a good teacher. And she's trustworthy. She's also very funny. We always have jokes together. And yeah, I love you, Miss Sturdivant.
I think Miss Sturdivant got nominated because she's the best teacher. She always cares for everybody, and she's always willing to give people second chances, unlike a lot of other teachers, but she deserves these.
Miss Sturdivant is a very, very good teacher. I loved having her. I had her for about maybe 2-3 years. And I'm gonna continue to work with her. And she has an amazing voice, and yeah, she's my favorite teacher.
Congratulations, Lauren. I greatly appreciate all that you do for us here at Memorial Junior High.
Congratulations, Ms. Sturdivant. You deserve this award. Even though I just met you this year, I noticed all the work that you have done in the school with the students. Once again, congratulations.
Ms. Sturdivant, congratulations. I can't think of anyone more deserving in the building. The work you do with your students, those students that aren't even yours, and the extra stuff you do around the building. Arc Nation, your plays, concerts, everything. It's awesome to be a part of, and you're a truly great and valued member here at Memorial and at Brush. So thank you and congratulations.
Highlight all of the work and all of the efforts that Ms. Lauren Sturdivant has done to provide a wonderful climate and atmosphere at Memorial Junior High School. Ms. Sturdivant, we are so super excited to have you here as a member of our team. We thank you for all of your work, all of the love that you've shown our students and our staff. We appreciate all of the assistance that you have provided by joining additional teams here in the building. Today we celebrate you, and I'm truly honored to do this with you. Thank you for everything.
That one little part that you don't know, just skip it and come back in on the part that we do know, right? Good job. Do your best.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, yes, ma'am.
So without further delay, I would like to present the award to Ms. Lauren Sturdivant.
I'm going to cut in here. Oops, sorry. We actually have 3 surprise, very short videos, if we can cue those up. I know, I told you there was going to be a surprise. So I think the people in the videos will be very familiar to Ms. Sturdivant. There's more. Just stand right there and watch. And be all awkward, hanging out on the stage.
Congratulations, Mrs. Sturdivant, on your award. I just wanted to say thank you so very much for everything that you've done for all of us, not just myself, but the alumni, your current students, even the entire community. You truly are a godsend. We would not be where we are without you. So if anyone deserves this award, it's you. Congratulations and enjoy it.
Hi, congratulations, Ms. Sturdivant, on your award. Being in high school, 12th grade year, joining the chorale and being in theater really was a great experience, and it changed me for the better. And I believe that you being my teacher really made it an experience that I'll never forget. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Congratulations, Mrs. Sturdivant, on your award. I just wanted to say thank you so very much for everything that you've done for all of
Hi, Miss S. I hope all is well. I just want to say that I truly love you and I appreciate everything that you did for me during my time at Brush. You made chorale and you made the choir and everything like truly an amazing and love-filled experience. I feel like you were more than a teacher. You were a friend, you were a safe space, and I really appreciate you for creating that at school. And even outside of school, after I graduated, you really still put up with me, which really showed me how much you care. So yeah, I love you, I appreciate you, I miss you, I hope you're doing great.
Oh, thank you, Bobby. Well, I wasn't expecting that. Definitely wasn't expecting some of her jokes about me. But I do appreciate it. Looking at me. Oh, God. All right. So I do want to thank PTA for this award. A lot of times as music teachers, we put in so much work inside and outside of school. And sometimes you don't feel like anybody notices or anybody cares. And you're like, why am I doing this to myself? And I keep reminding myself it's because of the kids. Like every time I try to put something off my plate, I'm around people that inspire me to do better, whether I want to or not. So I started grad school again, thanks to Dr. Fuller. And that's been a journey, and I wasn't going to do the Black History Month program because I just don't have time. And the kids are like, but Miss S, you have to. So here I am again, year 3 doing it. But I do appreciate a school district that honors and supports and gives you the opportunity to do things that you're passionate about so you can do it to the kids or for the kids. So some of those pictures you saw up there were in some shows that I still do because I still perform too. I'm a firm believer in I can't tell you to perform if I'm not performing myself. So giving the kids the opportunity to see me at school and then seeing them graduate and still recall who you are and thanking you, and not all the times you get to know what impact you made. So I do appreciate this opportunity, and I do appreciate all the educators who made an impact on my life and all of you who continue to push me to do better. So thank you for this.
So in case you guys didn't hear, the students actually reached out to PTA Council and said we would love to do some videos for and to honor her and celebrate. So it was a complete surprise to everybody except for me and Becky. But Frank, come on up. What'd you say?
Good evening. When I was asked to introduce Dennis Shelby as recipient of a PTA Lifetime Achievement Award, I was surprised, humbled, and honored. Surprised not because he was chosen, but for me to introduce him, I was surprised. He is so well respected in this community. It is truly an honor for me to be up here doing this for him. Fun fact, this is the first time I've ever seen him not in shorts. I am horrible with names and faces. I introduced myself to Dennis at least 3 times. Of course, I didn't remember doing this, but he did. After a few times, he finally said, "Frank, I know who you are." And for the next year, whenever we'd see each other at a function or at a game, he'd introduce himself to me as a reminder and then as a joke. I knew we'd be friends when someone told my wife that they heard me yelling at a soccer field coaching a team, only I wasn't there. I asked around after that and found out it was Dennis. I think she was glad for once it wasn't me yelling. Dennis is the embodiment of an involved citizen here in Lyndhurst. While tonight is about his work with the PTA, he does so much more than that and has also volunteered his time with the local soccer club, Boy Scouts, and at the home days. Dennis is so dedicated to the schools that when his family went looking for a house, they bought one so they could watch football games from their back porch. Of course, they never do that because they're always volunteering with the band boosters. Through the years, our families have gotten very close. He's always treated my boys and daughter like they were his own. My daughter used to love doing pull-ups on his arm. Since our birthdays are so close together, we find ourselves celebrating them together at Topgolf or at a kickball game with our families. Dennis always brings the fun. I remember my wife telling me she entered me at the chili cook-off at Sunview. And when we were there, he was cracking jokes and telling me that my chili didn't have enough kick. I didn't think either of us won that day, but I was fun because I was there with my friend Dennis. I also recall him calling me up when for his son's soccer team when they needed a few players and needed my 2 older boys to help him out fielding a team. My boys had so much fun playing for him that they told me they wanted to pick up soccer for the next couple of seasons. We spent a lot of time together at soccer fields over the years, either cheering our children on or coaching them. Dennis is always willing to lend his time and energy when we are each other's first call, when we need a helping hand. Whether it's me bringing a ladder over to him in a rainstorm, or him helping me hang a TV on Black Friday. The past 2 years, I'd seen him at Memorial while I'm attending my middle son's soccer games, and he was delivering things to sell at the concession stand while neither of his children were playing. I always think he's not there for his children, he's there for everyone's children. Dennis has also stepped up and not just to deliver those goodies, but to sell those concessions as well. This has enabled the PTA to fund fun activities and scholarships for the Southview Lyndhurst students, and to put on staff appreciation events. Over the years, Dennis has helped the community by volunteering at dances, field days, movie nights, trunk or treats, and so much more. When the soccer club needed a field painted, who they called but of course Dennis. I don't think he ever used this paint sprayer before, and the back line looked like Regent Street in London. But he did it so the kids could play. That just kind of speaks to who he is, and because of his giving nature and many other reasons, he truly deserves this award. We both agree it takes a village, and I think we're so lucky to have him in ours. I'm pleased tonight to present this to Dennis Shelby.
Funny, I don't like talking in public. All right, so I only was voluntold to do stuff for the fun stuff. I volunteered for the fun stuff and voluntold for the rest of it. But I've enjoyed it through the years, and thank you all for the award. This one?
It really is true that I've only seen them in pants. I think maybe one more time, Frank. And I've known them for a very long time now. Next, we're going to hear from our Roland PTA. And as their presenters make their way up to the side of the stage here, let's hear what they did this last year. They too contributed to a Brush Senior Scholarship and gave almost about $1,000 to the Founders Day Walk and Winter Celebration, where students enjoyed snacks and hot chocolate. The main source of their funding was a catalog fundraiser called Believe Kids. I think the nice thing about hearing what each of our PTAs is doing is that we're all doing different things and contributing in a similar way, but it's not identical. So as you go through the schools as a parent, there's a different opportunity at every level to do different things. So there's all variations upon a theme. So it's kind of nice to hear. All right, come on over, Michelle.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to introduce our presenter for Mr. Dealman. It's Michael Toth, but I wanted to take a second and say something special to Mr. Dealman. Everything you do is seen, and we thank you. You were my son's teacher, and you made such an impact, made him want to go to school. The boy who never wants to leave the house, he wanted to come to school, and I say thank you. When you were nominated, it was without hesitation. There was no thought that it should be you. So we thank you. Come on, Mr. Toth.
That is bright. Wow. All right. Well, good evening, everybody, and thank you for having me tonight. My name is Mike, and I have been given the great honor of introducing a very dear friend of mine, Ken Dealman, Mr. D, as his students call him. But to start, I just want to take a second to thank all the teachers and faculty here tonight. As somebody who grew up surrounded by teachers, I can assure you your hard work and dedication behind the scenes does not go unnoticed. When I met Ken 20 years ago, the first thing that I learned about him was that nothing came before his classroom and his students. I also quickly realized that he was one of the most charismatic and unselfish people I had ever met. But if I had to choose one word to describe him, it's humble. He never wants the spotlight on himself, and he always wants to give other people credit for his success. So I thought it would be appropriate for me to thank a few people, starting with his mom, Candy, his late father, Michael, his two brothers, Chris and Kevin. What I've always admired most about Ken is he is the most loyal person I've ever known, and I know he passes that along to all of his students. I also know this was something that was instilled in him growing up with his brothers and his mom and his dad. I mentioned a minute ago that since I've known Ken, nothing has been more important than his schoolwork. Well, that dynamic started to change slightly when his wife came into the picture. So I want to shout out his wife, Teresa, and his two kids, Harper and Mikey. I think one of the greatest blessings in life is watching your friends and loved ones reach the pinnacle of happiness. And to witness Ken become this incredible husband and father has been extremely special for me. And if you've ever had the opportunity to spend time with his kids, you'll witness two young children that absolutely love life and wake up every day to dominate. And that is a direct reflection of two amazing parents. His kids are truly the best, but so is their dad. And what I want to tell you today, Dealman, is that I love you, and I'm proud of you, and it's okay to be proud of yourself, too. I'm so incredibly thankful for your friendship for all these years, all the moments and all the laughs. I'm blessed to have a person of your character in my life. You and your family will always mean the world to me. So without further ado, I would like to introduce the winner of this year's Lifetime Achievement Award, one of my most treasured friends in this world, Mr. Ken Dealman.
It is bright.
Yeah.
Well, for those of you who know me, February 15th, 2024, I'm speechless. And if I'm being honest, most of that's because when I hear Mr. Dealman, it's usually not followed by an award, it's usually followed by you're making a scene. So this is a little different for me, so forgive me. I'd love to thank the PTA. I'd love to thank the principals, Ms. Marshall and Mr. Fuller, who are in attendance. Becky Core is in attendance too, our wonderful, wonderful kindergarten teacher, who is a past recipient herself, and any other person enrolling that's out there that I can't see because of these lights. Thank you for coming to support me. I had some other things to say, but I had a conversation with a parent just before we came up. And the parent said, you changed my child's life. You did. And I don't know if there's any greater honor to know that I was that child in elementary school that tested your patience, that showed up to class without his materials, that didn't learn as quickly as the other kids. And there was a teacher like me that took their time, and like the other recipients today, that took time to help that child. And there's no greater honor to know that I am that person now to somebody else. So that's all I got to say.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Nice stuff to know.
Before we hear about what some of you did in this last year, I just want to take a second to note, if you haven't downloaded a copy. We went green because I discovered this fabulous program that you can make like a flip book magazine out of any PDF. So we've been using it here for Founders Day for the last couple of years. Go ahead and scan that code. It'll bring up all of the bios for tonight's recipients so you can learn a little bit more about them. Quite often the recipients are writing those bios themselves, and it is like pulling teeth to get that information out of them because they don't want to, they're so humble and don't want the attention on themselves. So they put a lot of work into them. Read them, appreciate those bios, please. All right, Sunview in this last year raised more than $18,000 from a readathon and a joint effort calendar fundraiser with Roland and Adrian. They sponsored skate nights and other fundraisers. The funds were used for new playground equipment, teacher grants, a senior scholarship, and other family fun programs. So let's welcome to the stage Sunview PTA. Thank you.
All right, so ours is not that emotional, so everybody can, take a break from crying for just a second. Thank you all for coming this evening. I am Kathy Kofarubius, and I am the Sunview PTA Treasurer, and I have the great pleasure to be not the first choice, not the second choice, but the third choice to present this award to my fellow Central Committee member, but from across the aisle, and Lyndhurst Mayor Patrick Ward. The mayor and I may not seem eye to eye on many things, though two things we can agree on is that East Coast custard is the best place to get a cold treat in Lyndhurst, and all children in this area deserve a safe, engaging learning environment and a community that supports them. The mayor has been very supportive in the PTA's efforts with the district to replace the old playground equipment at all 3 lower elementary schools. He was the one that suggested that the elementary PTAs do the basket raffle at the 2023 Home Day celebration and had the city provide everything but the chocolate chips for the pancake breakfast fundraiser. Mayor Ward helped to find baskets for the raffle and brought people he knew to our table. I kind of think he also had some ulterior motive too, because he also got raffle tickets for the fundraiser for Home Day for this year, but it all worked out for both of us. He was an integral part in making both Home Day fundraisers a huge success. The mayor has expressed how he would like our students and residents to get more involved and excited about politics. So together we wrote a letter to students titled, How to Become a Mayor. And I'll read that now. This is all done Mad Lib style. There was one word I had to change, and I'll let you guys all kind of figure out what word that was. Do you dream of becoming the next Lyndhurst of Lyndhurst? You'll probably want to start with an involved position, like a Lyndhurst Home Day volunteer, or maybe a board member of Abbo's Grill. Then you can become a council person or a mayor of a different city, obviously, in order to cut your legislative hair. Just make sure that you don't support any coiffed ordinances or controversial residents. When in doubt, always side with everyday families. Be sure to keep your city hall clean and stay free of confident scandals, which will be sure to surface during your campaign. Everything you've ever said or accomplished will come to light. That one actually worked out really well, so I appreciate that one. Finally, learn to smile and wave decisively. You'll be shaking a lot of eyes and organizing a lot of babies on the campaign trail. Or you can always just start a trucking company. Thank you, Mayor Ward, for playing along and your continued support of the SEL PTAs. Coming up? I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Okay.
You cut as far back as possible. No, you also set as far back as possible.
Yeah, let's give him another clap.
Well, I'm not Mad Lib style, and I don't know any short stories. I was a PTA dad too, back in the Southland days. And there's nothing greater in our community than parents. Parents have the greatest ability to impact our children and influence their success. And in this room, we have some of the greatest parents in our district. And I thank you for your involvement in PTA and your involvement with your children and your influence on the other children in our district, your activities, the teachers who work so hard. And we see what they do, their product in the classroom. What we don't always see is how hard they work off-season during the summer, and at Convocation Week sometimes hear some of the stories of how hard they've worked to tee themselves up for their students' success in the coming year. Those are the real heroes. I just am a lucky guy to get to go to City Hall every day and do what I love. So thank you very much for this recognition.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Erica Taylor, and I am the proud principal of Sunview Elementary School. And I am here to present, along with some help, the amazing Christy Zelinka. Give it up for Christy! And in case you don't know her, she is truly an incredible and amazing person. When Christy is not in school, she's still an amazing person outside of school, and she is a devoted daughter. She can be found visiting her mother on a daily basis. What a devoted daughter.
Sorry, I have to wear my glasses, as my younger colleagues have reminded me. She's also found helping her husband Gabe with the Mentor School's PTA activities.
At her son's Holden's rock concerts.
At her other son Julian's baseball and hockey games.
Or planning with me, her favorite co-teacher. This year, Christy and I have had the opportunity to combine our classrooms and teach as one, and it has been the best experience ever. And I'm so lucky to be teaching with her.
She's always there to be our sounding board, whether it be school or life problems. She's there giving us a shoulder to cry on, or a friend to laugh with, or even that silent hug that you know you just need. And in her spare time, really, Christy.
And she even can be found attending events of her former students. So I've heard, like last week when she was there for Matthew's first play on opening night.
I always call her Superwoman. She's the person we all hope to be when we grow up.
She also just happens to be a fantastic teacher.
I had her former students, who are now my third graders, give me a list of adjectives to describe Mrs. Zelinka. And these are just some of their words. There you go. Amazing, kind, and selfless. We couldn't have said it better.
Congratulations, Christy Zelinka!
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
Oh, you're going to leave me? No, I'll stay right here. I know it's the last one, so I'll try to be quick, but you guys got me all teary. So receiving this honor has made me pause this week and reflect on my 22 years in SEL, and what sticks out the most for me is the relationships that I've been lucky enough to create. So the relationships with my students are certainly the most rewarding part of my teaching. Each year we become a little class family, and you can see that I cry a lot. And then I get made fun of on the last day for crying when everyone is cheering. It's the last day, and I'm bawling because I have to say goodbye to my little family. And I have out in the audience tonight, I have Mrs. Huff Hills, and I had her son, and I have Mrs. Core out there, and I had her daughter, and it's just so cool to see all the relationships. I am now teaching with one of my former first grade students, which makes me feel very proud and super old. And then, recently I had a class that I just could not say goodbye to, and I begged Mrs. Taylor, can I please loop up with them? I love them so much, and she let me. But I'm back in first grade where I belong now. And then, of course, there's the relationships besides with the students is with my colleagues that mean the world to me. So I have made lifelong friendships that I will treasure always and that go far beyond the classroom. So thanks. And lastly, just a quick shout out to my husband Gabriel and my two boys, Julian and Holden, who definitely understand that this is more than a job, and they're always so patient with me and helpful. So thank you.
This is from the Sunday.
Thank you.
When I grow up, I want to be as good on the mic as Mrs. Taylor. I had so much fun with her at Sunview. So, I love you, woman. Okay, anyway, I have so enjoyed getting to hear about all of our wonderful recipients tonight. Let's go ahead and give them a round of applause. Let us also give a round of applause to our fabulous presenters who had the chutzpah to get up here and talk about their friends and get a little emotional for showing the love. That's fantastic. That's one of the things that I love about tonight is that I just feel the PTA love through and through. So can we get the house lights just up a smidge so we can look around and it won't be so dark? Because I have a question for you guys. Once we get the lights up, I'll tell you my question so you can answer. They're working on it, Mr. Phil. Oh, while we are waiting for the house lights to come up just a smidge, there are a ton of desserts back in that other room, and I cannot possibly eat all that. I cannot take all that home. So please swing by, grab a plate to go. Okay, so how it was just 30 seconds ago would be great, or 20 seconds ago, so that we can see each other with the house lights, please. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm wondering how many past recipients of the Lifetime Achievement Award we have in the audience. I'm going for at least 60% of you guys in the audience. So will you stand up and make yourself known? Let's look around. Yeah, I think we're at least 60%. So how fantastic that we have so much awesomeness. And this is what I was saying, it's an embarrassment of riches. We're just awesome. Anyway, thank you so much for coming tonight, putting up with my bad jokes. Have a good night.